What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today I'm in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn. I covered this neighborhood years ago, but I didn't really know much about the neighborhood. I was starting to make videos, and the video was literally a little over 5 minutes long, but I'm back again to see what has happened throughout the years. I know a lot has changed, and this neighborhood is really rich in history, and a lot of developments is going on here, so I want to go see what's happening in the neighborhood. So without further ado, join me. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit Notorious Avenue by Fulton Street, and I think I'm gonna head towards Restoration Plaza to see what's going on, and then I'll make it into some of the regular streets and make it to another main street. So let's do it. So here's Fulton Street, which it goes all the way to downtown Brooklyn, but here's like another vibe that's going on. Then I think a block ahead should be Restoration Plaza, which is like a recreational area for this section over here. And you can see just like many other neighborhoods, it got, you know, supermarkets, stores, sneaker shops, anything that you want, you can get it right here in this neighborhood. And then tons of other neighborhoods down in Brooklyn. I'm not gonna lie, the neighborhood reminds me a little bit of Brownsville. You know, it has a little bit of that vibe. But let's see what's happening ahead of me. And what I like about the sidewalks is how wide they are. And then if you do a detour in some of the regular streets, it's beautiful with architecture and stuff. But then let's go over here a little bit more ahead, and then later we're gonna hit Bedford Avenue and check out the Biggie mural. You know, Biggie, he grew up around this neighborhood, but his childhood home was in Clinton Hill, which is a neighborhood like next door to this one. But let's see what's happening. I think a lot of developments is going on ahead of me. You know, I see a couple of chain restaurants ahead, and then should be Restoration Plaza right there. Here we got Applebee's, which is a chain restaurant all over the States. Nothing crazy. Then this here is Restoration Plaza. And in the summertime, they be doing like block parties and stuff. As you can see, it's not really that big, but you know, it's rich in history. The little plaza, a little 360 view, and then you get the view of the actual neighborhood right here, Fulton Street. So that's, you know, really cool. I discovered this plaza years ago during a protest that I came, and that's when I knew a little bit about this, you know. But yeah, it's driving little by little, and then you got the actual streets. I'm probably gonna do 1 or 2 more blocks of Fulton, and then merge into one of the regular streets to check out some of the Brownstones, because they got a lot of Brownstones in this neighborhood. And then we're gonna make it towards Bedford Avenue and walk all the way towards the end where they film one of my classic favorite movies that I love watching, Do the Right Thing. And then we're probably gonna wrap up the video over there. So far, I love how impeccable and nice the streets are. They keep it pretty clean, you know. But then this neighborhood is going through so heavy gentrification. I think you're probably gonna see it more when I head towards the Bedford Avenue area. And I see, you can't see it because it's daytime, but at nighttime, they got something that hangs up here for the holidays, and they light it up, which they do in tons of other neighborhoods around New York City. So it seems like the more I walk towards this way, the more developed the area is, because I can see some new high-rise being pop up. I'll show you in a bit. You can see what's going on, heavy gentrification, where high-rise buildings like this. And I was reading a little study, like, not sure what year that happened, probably recently, but over 22,000 Black American people move out of this neighborhood. So, you know, the rent gets really high and it pushes them to move somewhere else. And then, you know, you get gentrification like this, like a brand new building, Fulton Street. And then you can see the type of people are walking around here. And then you can see how more developed this side is, with a couple of business. See a lot of business out here like barbershop, but there's not really like much movement out here. This is still Fulton Street. So maybe one day I'll walk the entire length of Fulton Street. I think it's actually the first time I walked this side, and it's pretty nice. So you see they got, you know, like food options, and then they developed like the apartments. This is new here, you could tell. So actually Bed-Stuy, and the map, it looks like it's small, but it's actually a big neighborhood. So it can take you a while to get from one side to another one, but it doesn't bother me because, you know, I love walking. Good workout, but, you know, they got a couple of subway lines, and then you could catch a bus to get from one side to another one. Here's another high-rise building. Well, not high-rise, but like an apartment that they're developing, and it seems like they're gonna put business in the first floor. And now I'm merged into one of the regular streets, and it's gonna be nice because we're gonna see beautiful architecture, and I can see how the vibes change as soon as I get off the main street. Just like many other neighborhoods down in Brooklyn. So I'm gonna probably walk to Halsey Street and then merge into Tompkins Street, which is like another main avenue. And then you can see like the signs, they're in the brown color, because that's historic district. I want to take a little peek at this street over here. It looks pretty nice. This gorgeous random street that I just came across. Wow. It explains why they're gentrifying the neighborhood and people want to move here. Kind of has like that little vibe of Fort Greene, which is not even far from here. And then with the fall season colors, you know, the trees. The leaves are literally disappearing from the trees, but they still got some. Look at this one, so it's nice. And all of this around, but tons of streets here in Bed-Stuy are like this. So originally the name of the neighborhood is Bedford Avenue, but people just, you know, call it Bed-Stuy. I think it's a simple name to use, and I love how it sounds. It sounds, you know, pretty dope. Let's turn back and head towards Tompkins Avenue, because I think if I check up all the streets over here, you know, I'm gonna be here forever, and I only have like a couple hours of daytime since it gets dark pretty early now. But so far, you know, loving the neighborhood. Like I said, I only came here one time years ago to make a video about this neighborhood, but now I'm glad all of a sudden I decided to come back to see what's going on. But yeah, but let's walk forward and see what this neighborhood has to offer us. And here we got a beautiful church. As you know, there's tons of church all over New York City. And then of course surrounded by some beautiful architecture. And I think Brooklyn used to be the capital of the brownstone buildings because they got them all over the borough, which is healthy street. So I'm gonna make a left, walk one block, and then make another right, and that should be Tompkins Avenue. And so far, wow, the street looks pretty gorgeous. Of course, you know, with the beautiful architecture. And then here they got like real estate. It's like a townhouse for sale. Here you got more, and one thing I like about it is how they got their front yard here, or patio, however you want to call it. Wow. I can't believe I missed all of the streets the first time I came to Bed-Stuy, but that's a good thing about giving a neighborhood a second chance. And the beauty about New York City is so big that sometimes, you know, you got to come 2 or 3 times to a different neighborhood to give it, you know, more chances, and you discover new things. So then here we got new apartments, and then there's like a cafe right there. I don't know how clear you can see it with outdoor sitting area. So I guess this is the area that's really gentrified. But I like the arts that they have over here. Look, looks pretty dope. And now I'm in Tompkins Avenue, so let's see what the avenue has to offer me. I don't think I walked this avenue the last time I came, but hey, we're gonna check it out right now. So far, it looks pretty good, you know. I think if I walk forward, it gets even nicer. This part's pretty chill and quiet, but you know, tons of neighborhoods around Brooklyn, they look pretty similar. So you just gotta read the name of the streets, so that way you have an idea where you're at. More business on the first floor, and then some beautiful architecture on the top, covered with the trees, but unfortunately the leaves are gonna disappear probably within a few weeks because winter is approaching. But I think in the summertime it's pretty nice to explore these neighborhoods out here. And it's crazy how different this area is from where I started in Fulton Street. But that's pretty typical in many areas of New York. You are in one street, then you go a couple of blocks down, and the vibe changes completely. You can see how nice the street is that I'm passing by right here. But I think every street that you walk around Brooklyn or New York City is pretty worth to take a picture. And here you got some Mexican joint right here, restaurant. Taco and breakfast tacos. We got this shop over here. And then look at this art, wow. You know I'm a huge fan of street art, this is dope. Guess it's from the liquor store right here. Now, this is like a cool coffee shop. This is actually pretty dope. I tell you, I'm really loving Bed-Stuy. Wow. Amazing out here. But I think it would have been much better if I would have brought a bike and go around, because this neighborhood is pretty big. But that's okay, you know, I don't mind walking, and it's still a couple hours of daylight, so there's much more I want to cover, but I'm gonna focus like in main streets like this, some of the top attractions, and then like a local park. But yeah, I can tell you this area is really, really gentrified. This is really different from the Fulton Avenue area. You see the type of people, the hipsters going around here. So it's like a little bit of a cons and pros. I guess probably stabilizes the neighborhood, but then it kicks out like the locals who've been here for generations. So, you know, that's happening literally like all over, even in Crown Heights, which I made a video there a couple of years ago, and then I got to go back and make another video. You can see how they got bike lanes for the street, which is really convenient, you know. If you happen to live a little bit of a walking distance from the train station, then you could just bike, scooter around. They got the buses too. I think it's much better if you have your own bike or electric scooter. That way you get, pretty quickly. But yeah, it keeps going to the other side. But I'm gonna walk towards the local park, Herbert Von King Park. I don't think I went there the last time. And I'm gonna go see what the vibes are going on over there, what's happening around there. I love to check out the local parks in every neighborhood that I go. So ahead of me should be Herbert Von King Park, which is a local park around this area in Bed-Stuy. So let's go walk around to see what's going on. The entrance is right here. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Hamilton Park around downtown Jersey City. Like the same vibes. They got a park in the middle, and then they got some beautiful architecture that surrounds. But a lot of districts around New York cities like this, even in Harlem, the trees are literally covering up, but there are some beautiful brownstone buildings behind. You can see it right there. It goes all the way in the back. And then this is the local park right here, which we're gonna go inside to see what's going on. This is the local park right here. Wow, not too many people, but it looks pretty nice. So you got the sitting areas right here. The basketball court is right here. And then probably some more buildings on the other side. So let's go down this way to see what's going on. And it looks beautiful with the fall colors. Surprised that still in late November, I still see trees, the leaves out here. Usually it'll be gone by now. But this has been like one of the warmest fall season we ever had. And they got like an open area right here. Wow, I can even see the Freedom Tower all the way at the end. And then a playground for kids. So it's pretty standard, nothing crazy with this park, but I guess it's really cool in an area where the locals can come hang out. So now I'm gonna walk straight towards Bedford Avenue to see what the vibes are going on over there. And I think it's gonna be pretty interesting over there. Pretty much like Tompkins Avenue is probably like a main street with a lot of restaurants and stuff, so I wanna see what's happening throughout the years. Right here I can see how wide the sidewalks are. I'm not sure how clear you can see it. And pretty impeccable. So, it's a pretty interesting neighborhood out here. But I'm excited to see what's going on towards Bedford Avenue and to see the Big mural. I'm a huge fan of his music, rest in peace. Grew up listening to his rap music, so to be here and watch the mural, it's gonna be pretty epic. Probably be my thumbnail too. So this is North Strand Avenue. It goes all the way to the other side. Once you hit the area of Crown Heights, it's a busy main street with a lot of shops. But I got one more block to head towards Bedford over there, and then we're gonna see what the vibes is going on over there. Then over here you see a nice looking street with the beautiful old architecture. But then across the street you see this gray building that they developed. Like it's happening all over, New York. They tore down some old buildings and then they pop up newer buildings. Over here we got Bedford Avenue, and you can see some new developments going on over here. Then the traffic jam. But I'm gonna start walking towards my left side to see the vibes. This is Bedford Avenue, and they got a nice looking bike lane. The sidewalks are pretty well paved. And then of course, nice architecture. The Big murals will be a little bit more ahead. And I'm surprised it's not too busy out here today. Maybe in the summer the vibes are better. And what is this, like an Indian restaurant right here? So they do got a couple of restaurants and stuff happening around here. But let's see how it turns when I walk a little forward. So this side here resembles a little bit of some of the main streets in Prospect Heights, which is really close to the Barclays Center by downtown Brooklyn area. And they developed that area, pretty nice with a lot of high-rise buildings. I got across the street because I'm seeing one of the main reasons I like coming here to see the Big mural. It's gonna be pretty epic right here in Quincy Street. You got the beautiful fall season colors. And if you turn over here, it's a famous Notorious B.I.G. mural right here. Wow. Still looking pretty dope. El Compadre. Tell you, I'm a huge fan of street art. This is pretty epic right here. Christopher Wallace, Notorious B.I.G. One of my favorite rappers out there. Rest in peace. An honor to be here, getting this footage right here. And then over here to my left, we got new apartments, and then new buildings over here, so you see how they develop the area. I think it's even nicer if I go ahead of me. I like how the sky looks like. It's crazy that it's not even 3 o'clock, but it seems like it's getting dark already. That's a bad thing during this season and in the winter, that it gets dark early. Then we got this new apartment over here with some business in the first floor. Literally right down the block from the Biggie sign. So yeah. So it seems like this building is like a crafts shop. So you see like in the mural there, they do like arts and stuff like that. So this is really cool, you know. And then they're pretty really into activism, because I see some of the street art over here resembling, you know, about activism. That's really cool. That's something that I like about neighborhoods like this, what they got to offer, you know, to the community. So that was a little bit of Bedford Avenue. But now I'm gonna walk all the way towards the end, towards Stuyvesant, between Quincy and Lexington Street. And that's where they got the Do the Right Thing Way, and they probably might have the murals over there of that movie, you know, like Radio Raheem, the characters that came out in the movie, and I think that's some history right there. You can't come to Bed-Stuy without checking out that street, legendary. So I'm walking towards that side. You can see how nice the streets are over here in Bed-Stuy. But I mean, tons of streets here are just literally worth to check out. Here you see the tall trees right here with the beautiful architecture of the apartment complex in Brownstones. There's a squirrel right there. Oh, check this out. It says rat poison danger. So I guess there's a lot of rats here in the nighttime. Uh-oh. That's a no-no for me. You know, I'm paranoid of rats. Even though the street is beautiful, but that's one of the realities of New York City. They have tons of rats. Some of them like the size of cats, that it makes you really confused. But yeah, you know, other than that, just admire the beauty of the street. And I gotta tell you, the best time to see architectures like this is during this season, during the fall season, because it's like the buildings, they literally match with the trees, you know, with the leaf colors of the trees, which is awesome. Here you see the trees, and it kind of feels like if you're in a movie scene with all of this architecture that is rich in history. Right down here, you can see. So I'm in Quincy Street, and I'm literally down the block of Do the Right Thing Way, so I'm excited to check it out. I know I came here last time, but I want to see what's going on right now, and the murals are still there. I think it should be pretty interesting. And then one thing I like about New York is how they got the schools, but in the schools are decorated with street art. So they kind of try to integrate it into the community. You know, it serves this neighborhood right here. And then it got the colors. So I think right there, the block down, should be the Do the Right Thing Way. So there should be a couple of street art painting right there. Gonna check that section out, and then we wrap up the video of this cool neighborhood called Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn, New York. This is it right here. It says it right there in the sign where they filmed the movie Do the Right Thing by Spike Lee. Stuyvesant Avenue, but then in the bottom it says Do the Right Thing Way. I want to see if I can get a closer look. But this is the block right here. And I can see even over here is gentrified too. But yeah, this little tiny block over here is where they film the movie. Then I think the street art should be over that side, so we check it out. So it seems like they did a little touch up to the neighborhood here, like the buildings well maintained, you know, pretty beautiful. You're living in a historic street. I think over here I get a better shot of the street sign, which is gonna be interesting. And even in the street, you see how they developing this building. This was not here the last time I came. Wow, this is crazy. But then here it is, Do the Right Thing Way. Let me get a close up of the street sign. And there it is, Stuyvesant, Do the Right Thing Way. And over here's a mural, Radio Raheem over there, you know, This really, really represents what Brooklyn and New York City was back in the days. The culture. This is awesome. There's another mural over there that I want to show you guys. It's going to be pretty interesting. Wow, you really got to love it out here, especially in local neighborhoods like this. You know, it's crazy how you go all over New York City and there's like rich in history no matter where you go. So that's why I say people stay out of Times Square. There's so much more to see here than just that area over there, which is a touristy trap. So they changed the mural. I figure, unless it was another way, I'm trying to remember, but I think it was another mural over here. I do see the Puerto Rican flag, the Jamaican flag, but most of this colors out here represent, you know, this neighborhood over here. But yeah, really interesting to look at. You know, I wish I would have grown up here back in the 90s. Figure it would be pretty cool and a lot of stories for me to tell. But it's still an honor for me to be here and explore around and showcase you what happens in New York City. Right here you see a scaffolding, how they're developing or renovating some of the buildings. Like I said, I came here a few years ago and it seems like now this neighborhood has changed drastically. Like the gentrification was in the other side, but now it pushed all the way back here, so that's crazy. I can tell because of the type of people that I'm looking at right here. And there's another mural right here, this bodega. And here it is. Got the legend right here, Spike Lee. This is dope. Then over here, this seems like it's a mechanical joint, but it seems like they decorate this with street art. It looks a lot like the Bushwick Collective. Yeah, this is really cool. Urban art right here. And they got, I guess, the hashtag, probably the Instagram of the artist who painted this. You know, this is really cool. And it keeps going right here. Pretty nice and dope. What else we got? Oh look, Notorious B.I.G. right here. The king. But yeah, everybody, I think I'm gonna wrap up my video over here exploring Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there. Everybody, God bless y'all. And peace.